There people has put like little bits and pieces of what um may happen. It's not official, but people has put the information out there, and it's just rumors and speculation. So there's a rumor, there is a speculation that there's a battle that's supposed to be booked on this TBL card, and it's a big battle. And there's a
Oh
rumor.
yeah, yeah. I heard about that.
So there's a
Yeah.
rumor out there that this battle could possibly be blocked by a certain league. And when you mentioned about blocking battles, there's only one league. There's only one league that you really think
It's
of.
synonymous. Yeah.
It's a
Like
URL at
URL
that.
is synonymous with blocking battles, right? So it ain't
So
no
so
mystery.
right
You don't even gotta
so
talk in code and talk secret about okay.
so
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 allegedly, you're saying there's a battle that TBL or is trying to book or was trying to book, but URL
allegedly
was saying no.
allegedly there's a battle that's supposed to be booked on this card right now, but they saying the URL block has blocked this battle. Hitman kind of gave like a little indication because somebody
Ooh.
tweeted and he posted like a list of proposed battles that would have been unknown, and they said that one of these battles was supposed to be booked on the URL. Um, on the URL, no, one of these battles was supposed to be booked on TBL, but it may not happen. That was a tweet quoted by Hitman, and I seen a couple people has also mentioned also they saying that URL is trying to block this battle. Um, so with that being said, man, so the battle I'm talking about is New Jersey Twork versus Av that may
Oh, shit.
possibly be blocked. Now you add that on that
Yo.
card.
Well, hey, yo,
Mm,
listen.
mm,
That's
mm, mm.
okay. So, okay, I'm gonna just say this. That first of all is another mega matchup that people been asking for. It was supposed to happen on a couple occasions. I think Twerk got into the car accident around that time. It was supposed to happen, and it was going to be on URL. And I feel like when you say URL battle, right? Because I mean, what designates something as a specific league's battle? Well, I think if that's where the storyline originated from, and that's where people was like, okay, this league is gonna do it, that's that league's battle, right? But when it doesn't get booked or when it doesn't happen and it happens somewhere else, then it's like, hey, y'all should have made it happen. Y'all should have made it happen. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Will that battle be announced on URL?
And
Because
and the
obviously it would
reason
have.
why
I feel like it would be on Summer Madness.
the
But
reason why
no, go ahead.
the reason why it makes it even more obvious, that's why I said allegedly, because Av actually tweeted, I'm sick of these mother effers. There's a blog out right now where Av kind of, it kind of seemed like he threw some shots at the URL too. Under the comments, they say URL blocked the battle with you and Twerk on TBL. So I'm not the only one saying it. There's comments on here saying this right now. So it's not just me. With Hitman saying thing also. Here's another comment that says you need to leave the URL, bro. For real, they blocking your back. That card would have been crazy.
I
So
would say
I
that announcement as another announcement on TBL definitely would have shook the culture. But I also feel like it would have be like, yo, what's going on with URL? Like this would be like, come on, how many battles y'all gonna let slip through y'all hands? Get the
yeah.
business done. I listen. I'm not behind the scenes. I'm not in the negotiating room. I'm not on these phone calls with Beasley, Smack Chico, and the battlers. You never know what's being said behind closed doors with one battler with a league, and then they go back behind their back and say something else. I know how this shit work, but it's like at some point, URL just got to be like, look, this is our battle. We finna make this happen. What y'all asking for? I know both parties got to come to a certain, agreement to feel for both people are comfortable, where they both feel like they won, both sides, like the battler and the league, because the battler can't be saying, "Yo, I want $45,000 for this," and the league is like, "No, like make it make sense." I don't know what these people's numbers are, what they want. I don't ask them, but I do know. Yes, there is a level of compromise that
I mean,
has to take
I
place. But
mean, I
it
mean,
finally, what I'm saying is, eventually, whatever is going on, URL needs to just go on and stamp it and lock shit in.
I'm just
Because when
gonna
you
say,
don't lock it in, this type of shit happens.
I'm gonna say this. People are putting riddles out there. Is there any truth behind it? Yes, there is some truth behind this. There have been this battle. What was supposed to be, from what I know from both parties. Their part. It's was supposed to be booked, and obviously, is there truth behind URL blocking this battle? According to some people out there from Hitman and Av, it looks like the answer is a yes right now. As a
But
URL
would they
defender,
be wrong?
um,
Would they be
it's
wrong? I think
it's not
here's
against the
my thing.
law or anything.
Here's my thing. They obviously they want to protect their assets. They want to protect their investments. They want to protect their brand. They ain't finna just let certain shit just go down, and they not gonna do it without a fake. Like shout out, I need that swamp sound bite. I ain't going like that. I ain't going like that. This where you clip in smack saying I can't eat that. I can't eat that. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is though, you can't block it from happening somewhere else if you're not gonna book it yourself.
How
That's
do we
where
know?
that
How do we know
that's
they
where
didn't
it
try
would
to
be
book it
like
though?
I don't know. We don't know. This is speculation. I'm saying if you block it from happening on another league, that means you should have all intents and purposes to book it yourself. Because otherwise, when you do shit like that, now it's just like you stop somebody from getting some money, namely the battlers. Because now you stop them from getting the bag. So it's like, okay, if you block me from making some money, then pay me either what they was gonna pay me or something close to where I'm comfortable, but pay me. Don't just block it and then not make the battle happen. And
Man,
that has happened. That has happened previously. That has happened on a few occasions.
man,
I just hope,
I
I just
I
feel this
I
battle gets done. I really personally, I don't care where it happens. As a fan, I don't care. I rock with both leagues. I'm just sitting back
I
watching the show.
okay, for the URL's defense though, like they feel like they built up this battle, they built up this storyline where they feel like, hey man, this should happen in our home, man, our
Right.
place.
And that's how they should feel. But the
But
thing is, book it, make it happen. If you built it up, you can't listen. You can't invest your money into a girl, right? Get her a bunch of clothes and get her hair done, nails done, and you see other men starting to flirt with her, but it's like you ain't taking her out. You ain't doing nothing with her. You can't get her all pretty, and then other people is looking at her and they want to do something with her, but you don't want to do nothing with her. That's the perfect analogy. It's like you build the battle up, make the battle happen. It's that simple. Because
no,
otherwise, if you don't,
I
there's a high
agree with
interest in
you.
this battle, and somebody else is going to come with the money. And when the money
I
show
no
up, that's where the battlers go.
I agree with you with that though, because like like with you and Lux, that thing has been built up so much, so high. I feel like it should be on the URL. But at this point right now, I just want to see the battle so bad. I don't care what league is on.
Yeah,
Bats and
exactly. Right.
Bodies, the
Right.
Riot,
Right.
a
No matter.
TBL,
At
King
this
of the Dot.
point, just make the battle happen. Yeah. Let's just. What are we
Yeah.
waiting on? Yeah, that's crazy, right? So
And nowadays, it's all about the dollar signs at the end of the day. You know, so
well, hopefully,
you can't blame those guys though. Like you
I'm
can't
not
blame the
blaming
guys.
nobody in this
You can't
situation, but I feel like
like the guys
if
like the Calico and Rum Nitties, Twork and Algae. Like no, I don't think nobody can really blame them. Like the URL can't really blame them. The URL didn't have the bag, They went where the bag was at, which is at TBL.
Again, I'm gonna say this one more time, and I've been saying it for like 8 years. Battlers are not loyal to leagues. Battlers are loyal to money.
I don't know. You
Put
better go
that,
tell you better go tell Tay Rock and Sue Surf that because they are
man.
really
Listen,
loyal.
I don't even want to get into all that part, but I promise you, if somebody came with the right bag, they not gonna turn the bag down. And I'm pretty sure it's been situations, and I think I actually know there's been situations where Battler came to URL and said, "Hey, this league offered me this for this battle. Like, is y'all cool with that?" And they like, "Yeah, go get your money." See, a lot of times people put the bad stigma on URL and they say they block battles, they're evil, they're evil. It's a lot of times URLs gave their blessing and said, "Yeah, go do that." They done did it for me a bunch of times. It's like, "Yeah, go get your money over there. If they gonna pay you and they gonna make it happen right now, go get the money." They never, you know what I'm saying? Outside it, and I will say outside of my situation with the easy trenches card, outside of that, there's never been no situation where they wanted
Well,
me to not go get some money somewhere.
there I know there's war going on in LA right now, but there is a war gonna be happening really soon between TBL and the URL, man. They're fighting over, battles being booked and um, you know,
Here's the strange thing. I've seen URL logo on TBL events. I've seen their like not I don't know if it was like in a sponsor situation or they was working together. Like if both leagues could come together and make shit happen, the culture as a whole will
but
be better.
how funny and ironic as soon as URL announces their main event and their full card, minutes later, TBL announces Rum Nitty and Calico.
It's the parallel universe, man. Like
You know what? You
sometimes
know what? You know what it felt like to me. You know what it felt like to me when Drake dropped Family Matters, and then minutes later, Kendrick Lamar dropped Meet the Gramps. That's what it felt like to me.
hey, however this shit going, I'm entertained. I like for shit to happen like this? No, but I know that sometimes war is necessary. Everybody ain't supposed to be cool. Everybody don't supposed to get along.
Well,
I
everybody gets along
understand
with
that.
you. You nobody don't like you. You're the most likable person in this culture.
Well, I'm a realist though. I'm a cool nigga. I'm cool. I'm because I treat everybody the same. I don't play sides and pick sides like and like even in this situation, I don't like what's going on, but me just being a spectator, hey, shit, I'm just watching it. We just reporting on what we seeing. I
Okay.
don't
All right,
like
man.
I'm just watching what's
Well,
happening.
let's
I'm
well
not doing
well
this. This
well
ain't me. I'm just
well let's